Why does Renaissance music sound different from medieval music? Both the Renaissance and medieval periods cover a considerable quantity of time in music. This includes dramatic evolutionary steps taken creatively during these periods, each of which contributed to the type of music being composed and performed. While they're very similar in this regard, there are certainly lots of differences between them and others. But people aren't exactly familiar with what these differences are. That's why we're here to highlight them. With that said, the topic for this video is going to be Renaissance music, and why it sounds so different from medieval music. Don't know the answer? Keep going on to find out. The medieval period of music chronologically precedes the Renaissance. It covers a tremendously long period of musical history from the fall of the Roman Empire, around 400 AD, through to the early Renaissance that begins in the 15th century. The Renaissance period then takes up the musical torch and runs from approximately 1450 to 1600. In spite of the often grim depictions of this period of history, the medieval times were rich with cultural exchanges between the countries of Europe and further afield. Traveling musicians and poets known as troubadours are thought to have brought the influences of music from Turkey, Africa, and India to Europe during the High Medieval period or Middle Ages, 1100 to 1350. Music during the medieval period traveled from a broadly monophonic sound towards a polyphonic. The instruments were dominantly voiced during the medieval period. Instrumental music did not dominate the musical landscape in the way it did in the late Renaissance and into the Baroque, although instrumental music was not uncommon. The notation was under development during this long period. As such, it is challenging to fully understand the rhythmic and harmonic conventions of these musicians. Much of the music would have been learned orally, passing down from one generation to the next. Modality began to be an established form of harmony, giving a new and more expressive set of musical options for composers. As music moves towards the Renaissance, there is a dramatic change. Modality is now firmly established and there is a growth in new forms of secular music that balance the dominance of the sacred music of the medieval. The madrigal, usually a secular, unaccompanied 3 or 4-part vocal composition, became a popular musical form during the Renaissance. The polyphonic textures that were first explored during the medieval period flourish in the music of the Renaissance. A whole vibrant movement evolved in the Renaissance, reflecting the innovation, philosophy, and revolution of the age. Music became richly expressive, with fresh, exciting sonorities that were inconceivable in the earlier period of music. Even though the viol had established itself as a favorite string instrument of the day, with the support and encouragement of Catherine Medici, the violin took its place. This was a major turning point in musical history that defined the sound of music to come. Also, the Renaissance saw changes in technology that allowed for instruments to become more refined. This meant that composers could extend the compositional boundaries further and create highly innovative works of immense complexity. These changes lead to a very different sound world to that of the medieval period. Of the sacred forms of music, the Mass continued to be prevalent. The Masses of William Byrd are particularly significant to the Renaissance period, as their setting of the sacred text seems to me to capture so many of the characteristics of the period. Both periods of music have much to explore and to enjoy. The Renaissance could not have existed without the immense amount of creativity and innovation that stemmed from the medieval period. From monophony to polyphony, from the sacred to the secular, medieval and Renaissance music offers a valuable window back in time to an age that shaped our world today. Now that you know so much more about their differences, it's easier to appreciate just how far music has come, and how it keeps evolving constantly.